Well, hello, world. So, you know that there is a loneliness epidemic, right? There is a lot of people that are experiencing a great deal of loneliness. And, I believe that it is a normal emotion, but, it's not normal for humans to be alone, to not socialize or spend a lot of time on online only and not in the company of people, not in social circles and settings. And they actually say that um, people that have thriving relationships and healthy relationships with uh, whether that's family or friends, they say that they have lower rates of heart disease, and they happen to be healthier people. But what we find is, or what I've seen is, there is a lot of people who, they spend a lot of time online and they develop relationships online, but a lot of people are not actually tending to those relationships and being in connection and community with individuals, actually getting outside and being in community. So, it's a loneliness epidemic, and there is, adults that are struggling, and even individuals who are struggling parenting their children. So, it's like no wonder that, there's a big, problem with children. Very huge problem with the children. But of course, because, they are a reflection of their parents, So it's like, if the parents are good and individuals are reporting that they're feeling lonely, and then even for those that are lonely in their marriages, in their families, in all kind of settings, they have feelings of loneliness and turning to the internet and social media for relief or therapy, like literally a means of therapy consistently. The more that if you pay attention and really pay attention and do your research, the more that you look at social media and look at the things that people are posting, it just screams more and more that the world needs therapy and counseling. A wise person once said that if you don't like something about yourself, you should change it. So the complaining and the actually not doing right, you're not liking something about yourself but you don't change it, is a recipe for disaster. If you don't like something about yourself, you should try to find a plan and a solution to address that, because you only have a lifetime to be in that body. If it's your weight, then you should have a plan in place to address, your weight. If it's something mental, if it's something intellectual, if it's, relational, if it has to do with relationships, whatever it is. If there's something that you don't like about yourself, you should change it, and you shouldn't dare get caught in the psychological competition or comparing yourself to other people, right? Because, we're all unique individuals. We are all unique individuals, so, it's unhealthy to get caught in the psychological competition thing, if there's a goal that you want to meet, again, not getting into the psychological competitions, but really focusing in on your goals, right? And the things that you desire, the things that you want to accomplish. And yeah, really staying focused and not letting certain things distract you. I know that a lot of us are guilty of it. We can really be pulled and drawn in with social media, and yeah, there's just a lot of other distractions. So if there's anything that you don't like about yourself, really loving yourself and self-love is what's going to help you to obtain the things that you want, and help you to reach that goal, of whatever it is that you want to change about yourself, achieving that, right? And then recording and recording your progress, and recording your progress during the process is important too. Celebrating your milestones, celebrating when you reach little goals here and there, and making sure that you are your biggest cheerleader, that you are celebrating you, whatever that look like, whatever fun is to you, whatever makes you happy, or whatever celebrating yourself looks like, as long as it's not self-destruction, right? Things that lead to self-loathing, unconsciously self-loathing and things like that. There are high rates of mental illness, such as depression or anxiety, but more so depression, because people are not happy in themselves, right? And they don't really know how to address things. But one thing I can say is self-love is what's going to get you far. Loving yourself, identifying wherever your challenges is, and coming up with a plan to address whatever the things is that are less favorable, the things that you dislike about yourself. People make it seem like that shadow work, introspection, working on yourself and all of that is just easy, or that it just happens overnight and you achieve your goals overnight, like it's an easy thing. What happens in private and that particular work is not an easy thing. I guess what I meant to say is what happens in your alone time, but it's not an overnight achievement. If anybody's making it seem like they absolutely changed overnight, or life isn't healing isn't a lifelong journey, then they're sadly mistaken, and they're misleading souls. They're misleading people. So I would say take your challenges head on, and whatever it is that you want to change, stay focused, and don't give up on yourself. Ashe.